Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, November the 19th. It's about 5 p.m. East Coast time. XRP is at about $2.08. 2.08. First up, I want to thank you all for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Crypto world is on the downslope. These things do happen. And I'm going to start this posting off with my usual sermon about the scammers. Be forewarned, the scammers are everywhere. They are out there in droves trying to separate you from your money. That's what the scammers do. They come in many different kinds of, a wolf in sheep's clothing or something? We're here to help you. We've got this or that. Just be careful. The way it usually works is like Mom and Grandmom had said, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. That's usually the way it works. Alrighty, so let's delve into a very little bit of notes. As I've professed many, many times on here, knowledge is power. This is not financial advice, just the ideas that are swirling around in Fredag's head. Now, I know the rake is on hold, and I enjoy the comments from everybody out there. Some have had negative comments, and that's okay, by all means. I always ask, why do you think this, or why do you think that? Tell me why you think this, or why you think that. I enjoy hearing about it. I try to share with all of you out there, what I think is going on. I try to think outside the box. And I also try to be realistic and understand that I might be caught up in hopium. It's a very possibility because I do own XRP. So, let's get right into all this. Today's posting is XRP, the future. The future. A couple of quick tidbits about all this. So I ran something, as I always say, knowledge is power, and by all means, always check out Fredak. Check out everybody and everything. Do your homework. You're functioning adults. You have the brain cells connected in your heads. Check things out. Do your homework. Don't just go hook, line, and sinker thinking, that sounds really good. No, you don't do that. So I ran something on AI, the artificial intelligence world. I asked how many $100 bills, US, actual $100 bill, are in circulation. It came back with 19.2 billion of them, with a B, billion. Then I asked for $50 bills, 2.5 billion, not as popular. The $20 bill, which is actually pretty well used for ATM machines, a lot of different things. There's actually 11.1 billion of them in circulation. $10 bills, a lot less, 2.4 billion. $5 bills, 3.7 billion. The $1 bill, there's 14.9 billion $1 bills in circulation. With the $2 bills, the total is 55.4 billion actual bills that are circulating out there. So let's think about this for a moment. When it comes to XRP, you or I, or whoever owns that XRP, you own it. Imagine if you could own some of the $100 bills. Sure, there's 19.2 billion of them. But if the masses out there own the majority of these bills, you own that bill. It's your bill. Then I guess you could actually partake in some kind of collateral for the use of your bill. That's what it may come to with XRP. And again, I try to play both sides of the coin. To be fair, if there's no functionality and no use case scenario for the XRPs, the tokens, the coins, and I'm not sure what the value of it all is. I personally think that it is the future of what's coming. Something worth thinking about. When you're owning XRP, the token, you own it. You own them. Now, a little bit of a flip side of different kind of outside the box thinking. You have different stocks on the stock market. You have IBM, you have Campbell's Soup, Pepsi Cola, you have Staples, you have McDonald's stock. Whatever amount of stock is out there for Apple Computer or Nvidia or Tesla or whatever company it is, ExxonMobil, whatever the amount is, someone owns all of those, each of those, the total amount of shares are owned by different entities. Some own 1 share or 100 shares. Some own tens of thousands of shares. Could be like a Vanguard or something that they own 17 million shares of Apple Computer. But the shares are owned. And there's something like 62 to 63 billion of the XRP that are owned. These are owned. The other ones are owned by Ripple, and they're releasing them. That number is diminishing. It's diminishing. And if they start to use it as a form of functioning payment, it's going to diminish even more because it's a decelerating item. A small part of it does disappear when it's being used for transactions. Very minimal, but it does. Okay, so bouncing around a little bit, Bitcoin 10 years ago. It was under $300. Went over $100,000. XRP 8 years ago was 21 cents. 6 years ago was 41 cents. In the past year, it's gone from 41 cents to over $3. A little over a year, past 2 years. Okay. Interesting stuff to think about. The point of this all is that things can change very quickly. Things change quickly. And I'm a New York City cynic. So I know the rake is on hold. I know that. And maybe the rake will never come out. I think the rake will. It's the old hurry up and wait. Think about it. Those who were involved with Bitcoin had to wait. The cynic in me is thinking that the whole Bitcoin thing is being orchestrated by the big money players out there. Gee, what would make you think that, Fradac? Well, I'm glad you asked. Probably because the big money people kind of control the puppet strings to pretty much everything. And they make their money from the small Fradacs of the world, the you and I's, the 9-to-5ers. That's where they get rich from, not from each other. But with Bitcoin up there over $100,000, and I professed this on here in the last 60 days, 75 days, I had said Bitcoin, it's seen its day. But yet all the big money, the biggest, oh, yeah, this is the deal, this is it. Trying to make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. At whose expense? I don't think too many of the 9-to-5 Fradacs of the world are buying too much of the Bitcoins, but you never know. Okay, what do we got over here? Cell phones. 1990s, they became popular. Took 3 to 5 years. Okay. Now, today, about 98% of Americans own cell phones. Look at the advancement that's gone on in a matter of 35 years. With the advent of the cell phone, people have this computer that they're connected online. They can buy items from Amazon. They can purchase items from Macy's, from this place, that place. They could sell things to each other, offer up this thing, that thing, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The advent of the cell phone expanded the business world. Amazon, you can go on your Amazon account. You can buy things. You can do things. Okay. That's how quickly things can change. How many people that are born after 1990 have any recollection of this thing called a landline telephone? Ding. Oh, it's Jimmy. It's for you, Fredak. Oh, tell Jimmy I'll call him back. If I called Jimmy back, I wasn't calling him on my wrist radio or on my cell phone. I was calling to Jimmy's house, his landline, and he's got to be there to talk to Fredak. Things have changed. Things have changed. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, so when it comes to Bitcoin, I try to present different ideas to you guys out there that you're not going to get from all the other talking heads. Like I started out here, XRP, people own it. You own that amount of XRP. You control it. If people want to use it for something, they're going to have to borrow your XRP to make it work. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, things that I hadn't thought about. Okay. You want to hear a little bit more? I'll give you a little bit more. There's this thing called smart contracts. What are smart contracts? I'm glad you asked. Ripple is moving quickly into the smart contract world. And there are numerous catalysts out there. The potentials out there for these smart contracts are endless. Endless. For example, let's just say there's a top prospect in the college football ranks that's going to become a professional NFL quarterback or whatever player. He signs a contract for $50 million for the next 5 years. That individual would be able to create smart contracts selling off pieces of his contract to those who want to purchase it. Very, very interesting. Opens the door to a lot of different things that are potential. People could own a small piece of, I don't know, a car that's in the Indy 500 or somebody's newest song that they're putting out. Or this or that. It's endless the things you can come up with. And is that the direction that we're going in? Quite possibly it is. More things to think about. So like I've pointed out, you've got this large amount of XRP tokens. The majority of them are owned by individuals or big entities, big institutions. I don't see a lot of volume out there. I don't know how you get your hands on a lot of them. But logic strongly dictates that if there's going to be ETFs, and there's probably going to be ETFs. Why? Because there's money to be made by these big institutions. They can make money from these things. And the avenues that the whole smart contract potential opens up, so many other different things out there. It's mindless. It's endless to what it all is. So at $2 and a smidgen, $2.08, I'm just going to sit tight. Hopefully people own a whole bunch. If not, you may look back and say, geesh, I could have grabbed this thing on the dirt cheap. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. What I profess is don't put your life savings into it. Put a small amount that if it ever runs up to $3,000, $30,000 each one of them, it's a life-changing move for you. Generational wealth. What do you know about that? We come full circle back to generational wealth. All righty, we're going to sit tight. Just go back 3 weeks ago, go back a month ago, back a week ago. Look at the price chart on XRP. My, how things change quickly. Could it change to the downside? Of course it could. But if you don't have up to your eyeballs in ownership, then you sit tight and you can sleep at night. That's the suggestion here from Fred Ack. But remember this, like I said, they're all owned out there. So when they start to move around, if it becomes functionable and accessible and the use case scenario is there, those who own it are going to be rewarded. They're going to be rewarded. That could be the future, the future. Alrighty, may all your days be winning ones. I thank you for coming by. I'm trying to keep your head in the game. Don't get nagged out. I don't think this is where you get out of this thing, but listen, if you bought it dirt cheap, I wouldn't do it. That's my thought. I haven't sold a single one, not planning on it. May all your days be winning ones. Any comments you have, subscribe, hit the like, smash the likes, the don't likes, whatever you got to do. Thanks for stopping by.